Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Squared Circle Maniacs Pro Wrestling Podcast. My name is Johnny Bottles. The man to my left is Dr. Don Wayne. There's a lot to cover. We've been off for a week. A lot to talk about. Super chat from Denisha Lane for $19.99. Thank you, Denisha. Hey, Don and Bottles, just to show my love, and AAA was on fire. Mask versus Mask. The Clash of Italy was good, too. Hope you guys had a great week so far, and Dynamite sucked butt. Well, yeah,
as usual, she says.
We got to cover all this stuff. Oh, I didn't see the as usual, yes. I didn't, we got a lot to cover. We got a lot to roll in, Don. We got a lot of dirt to roll in, a lot of mud.
I want to thank everybody for joining us. We needed a week off. Appreciate you guys for having some patience. Last week was a lot going on. I had some shit to do. Bottles had some shit to do. Sometimes you just got to take a break from wrestling and reset your fun meter. Also, if you notice, I'm wearing my Kyle Busch shirt. Still paying tribute to my man, Kyle Busch. May he rest in peace. Man, sometimes you just see shit on the internet that makes you laugh. Wait, shit. Let me put my teeth in.
Get him in, Don.
I almost want to jump into AEW Dynamite immediately because of the shit show that it was. But alas, I'm going to take a break. And I'm going to start with one of the older matches that we had first. El Grande Americano versus Original Americano. And this aired after Raw on Netflix this week. Let me tell you something, Bottles. This match was so damn good.
Yes.
That they put it on after Netflix.
Yes.
So that everybody would have an opportunity to go out of their way and watch us. When I started Netflix, because I was, they taped it early. I totally forgot they were still overseas. They taped it early. I started like 7:30. Could fast forward the commercials, which was nice. And then I saw it was like 3 hours and 15 minutes long. And I was like, what the hell is this? What happened tonight on Raw?
I had the same problem when I was watching it on delay. I said, well, this is a long show. Shit. What the hell?
Are they not listening to the fans? We've been bitching that 3 hours is too much of SmackDown. Now they're going 3:15. What the hell's happening?
Oh, this is the last month for SmackDown to be 3 hours.
I think it goes back to 2 hours Friday.
No.
Because we're in June now.
Right, the end of June, I heard. The 26th of June? The 20. What is the 26th? Is that a Friday?
Let us know, Chad. I thought it was going to be this week, but we'll see soon. I'm sure the chat's all over that one.
The 26th is the last 3 hour SmackDown. Then in the wintertime, it'll go back up to 3 hours, I heard.
But we can stop that. Please don't ever do that again. It's not compelling enough as it is to keep me for 2, and you're going to keep doing 3. The hell out of here. What was compelling was El Grande Americano versus Original Americano. This has been going on for over a year now, right? As far as the swap out, it's been over a year. And when this whole thing first started, the El Americano, because of the Gulf of America, that was where he was from.
Yes.
People got very cringy and got very, very, very touchy, right? That's sort of where we were. It was called racist at one point in time by a lot of the idiots, including the Dave Meltzers of the world. They said it was insulting luchador wrestling. It was insulting everything that they were doing in this whole thing. And they've been feuding. And then they had the actual lead up to the match.
Yes.
The comic book stuff was absolutely insane. If you haven't seen it, please go out of your way to watch this. They had a comic book lead-in for this show that blew my mind. The entrances, although they were long, they were dramatic as hell, and the crowd was into this entire thing from beginning to end. And then these two guys proceeded to go out there and tear the fucking house down.
Hey, buddy.
Down.
They were talking about that match online, and you said, you got to see it, Bottles. Hey, Bottles, you got to see it, Bottles. Come on out and play. And I said, okay, I'm going to have to watch this match. And it was everything you would possibly want on the main roster in WWE. Everything. It had an old school heat to it, like those old Memphis matches where I think that guy's going to kill that guy. That sort of thing. You didn't know what was going to happen. You really had no idea who was going to win this match. You had no idea because they were selling Ludwig Kaiser.
Wait, what was that word you just said again?
Selling. Selling.
What does selling do in a wrestling match, Bottle?
Selling gets you emotionally invested in a match because the person who's selling is selling the attack, selling the injuries, selling the severity of the moment, the importance of the entire event. And you've got to be an actor in this sort of thing because you also have to have palpable hatred for your opponent. Palpable
I should
hatred.
be able to, it shouldn't feel forced or fake. I should feel like you two generally dislike each other. And both these guys were bleeding underneath their masks. I thought that was amazing. It's rare that you can see blood when someone's bleeding under a mask. And the other part about that was they were ripping the masks off of each other, which I thought was great.
Fantastic.
I thought that was absolutely great.
Fantastic. And when Kaiser got hit in the beginning of the match, when Gable took the guitar, we'll just call them by their names, their regular wrestling names.
That's fine.
When Gable took the guitar away from the mariachi band guitarist,
right,
out of his hands and whacked Kaiser with it over the head. Kaiser sold that guitar shot and stayed down. He sold it like he took a bullet to his head. Moaning, just spasming, reaching up, trying to get up. He couldn't do it, and just Gable had his way with him. Beat the man down for a solid 10 minutes.
You had Chad Gable eat the stairs on the outside. I think he got busted open hard way. I'm not going to look too deep into it because that's how I'm going to remember this match.
Right.
I think he got busted open hard way. There's 2 points of this, right? Undertaker's the one down there calling the shots, and he's got some guys that he's brought along with him that he thinks has a great mind for the business, and he's fucking right, and he's killing this. He's in a country where he doesn't speak their language, but he speaks the one language that every wrestling fan loves, storytelling, and he works with his guys, and they tour, and it pisses you off to a point because you're like, son of a bitch, why aren't we getting this here stateside?
Why can't we get something like that, a blood feud like that stateside? Super chat from Luigi Tron 51, $5. Thank you, Luigi. Thank you for being a fan of the show and a friend of the show. Remember when everyone thanked Triple H for saving WWE? Now everyone hates him. How long till the same thing happens to Taker? Tremendous match, by the way. I don't think it's going to happen right away because that's some of the stuff he's doing down there in Triple H you can't do in the main roster with the luchador history in the luchador genre of lucha libre. You can't do certain things that they do in the main roster, and you can't do that sort of thing on the main roster. You
could still storytell.
You can still storytell. I understand where you're going.
You can't have that kind of match because we just had it with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre last year where they tore the house down. You could still do this stuff. It just feels like, and I'm going to say it again. Every booker eventually needs to hand over the pencil to somebody else and let some fresh ideas enter. And all I'm saying is let The Undertaker do some loops around this bitch.
Yes.
Keep him down there for until, I don't know, say SummerSlam, and then bring him on back up and see what he's got now. Because this, a chef's kiss. It was tremendous, man. Oh, my
God. From the girlfriend getting involved, and then red-haired Adrian Adonis came back from the grave and smacked Gable with a guitar. It was great. I know who that was. That was Scarla Pimpinella, one of the transvestite wrestlers that they have, which is something that you can't do on the main roster of WWE. You can never.
Well, he's a legend down there.
He is a legend down
like
there.
That here.
There's nothing like that up in the United States on the main roster, and you won't see anything like that. Just like you won't see a plethora of minis matches. You won't see that on the main roster. Maybe once a year, maybe as a special thing or an appearance by them, like with the Danhausen stuff. But
would you have thought in all of your years Pete Dunne would have been an Undertaker guy?
I would have no idea that Butch would be an Undertaker guy. Or as they call him down there, Under Tacos. They call him Under Tacos.
Isn't that weird, though, that he is an Undertaker guy? Thank you again, Luigi.
The reason why we bring that up is because, if you haven't found out, Pete Dunne was the agent for that match between Kaiser and Gable. He was the guy who placed the spots and directed the whole thing backstage.
We got to change our letter number or our letters too on our names. That white is bleeding into my background. But back to this match, it was tremendous. I enjoyed every bit of it. I'm so glad I watched it. And then at the end of the match, they both just stood in the ring. And the fans went nuts again. This was great. They stopped booing Chad Gable when he took his mask off. There's blood all over himself. He's got his family in the ring. They're cheering like crazy for this whole thing.
Thank you, Gable. Thank you, Gable. They were cheering. And it was just, I even looked, I did so much I was an AEW neckbeard for this match because I pulled the phone out and started Googling people and Googling things. Like the song, I,
Yes.
which you hear in all these old westerns
Yes.
around Mexico from the 50s and the 40s and all that. That song was prevalent in all the old cowboy movies. But I never knew what the name of it was. Cielito Lindo. That was the name of that song.
You just reminded me of something too, by the way. Roddy Piper, in one of his biggest heat segments ever, was in LA when he was wrestling for the promoter out there.
Yes.
And he was into it with the Guerrero family. And they had, if you ever heard this story, it's really good. I'm sure you know about it. The listeners might not. But he had white hot heat. The fans were ready to stab him. And he apologized and said, I'm going to come out there and I'm going to sing the Mexican national anthem. I know I took it too far. So Roddy Piper comes down to the ring with his bagpipes, and he's standing there very stoic, and he says, I'm going to play the national anthem now. I'm so very sorry. This bitch started playing La Cucaracha, and the fans were ready to shoot him on the spot. He had to get police around him to leave the entire building. Do you know what La Cucaracha is about? It's literally a song about a cockroach.
Yes, absolutely.
That's heat, pal. And Chad Gable going into this match had heat. At the end, he thanked his family. They all cheered. He said he hopes he gets to come back again. And by the way, Corey Graves, it's got to be said, where's that fucking guy been calling matches like that?
He's been doing that for AAA for the longest time.
I'm
Being the
talking
play-by-play
about
guy, not the
stateside.
color guy. He's a play-by-play guy there.
I'm talking about stateside. We have never heard him that good stateside, in my opinion. Never. He
No.
was all over this. Even John Laurinaitis was all over this. I mean, not John, sorry, John Bradshaw Layfield. He
Yes.
was all over this. They did a great job. And Bradshaw said, I hope they keep Chad Gable and Ludwig down here because they have figured this place out.
Yeah.
And he went so far as to say, I think Chad Gable is the best wrestler on earth right now. And I don't think he's far off. I don't think he's far off.
I don't think so either. The only thing that really ruins it for Gable is his height.
It is his height, but he's jacked to the gills. I mean, hell.
Oh, absolutely. He's jacked to the gills. 40 years old, though. He's got a limited shelf life. You're going to give him a big push. Give him a big push to do something
agree.
now, guys.
Do something because he's white hot right now.
I'd put him on SmackDown. I'd put him on SmackDown as a heel and have him go after Cody Rhodes. Have him go after that belt. Why not?
By the way, speaking of jacked to the gills, there's a social media post of one CM Punk going around where he's on
something.
Yeah. Wow. My man is. And I know when you work out, you get the workout pump if you're doing shoulders and back and triceps and all that. I know those parts of your body get swole, right? I'm not saying that they don't. I get that. However, motherfucker's out here looking like Scott Steiner. That's how jacked he was. He turned around and was like, go to Shoney's, bitch. I was like, all right, chill. Chill out, homie. By the way, if you don't know, Scott Steiner owns one of the last Shoney's in Georgia. Billboards everywhere. Got anything to add there, Bottles?
No, I just, you've said it all right there. He's probably on testosterone replacement therapy, which you can get if you're a man in your late 40s and you got low test count. You can get that. Doctors will gladly give that to you. Injectable or patch or rub it on your wrist as a gel.
It is something to behold because he's been off TV now for about a month. And I believe he's going to be at the Chicago show. You heard he's going to be going to SmackDown. I'm curious where that's going to go because I do hope they shake these rosters up a lot more than they have lately.
Yeah, I see him going to SmackDown to challenge Cody Rhodes for that belt. And then you'll do the double turn eventually.
I hope we get that sooner than later.
If you want to talk about SmackDown now.
No. We're going to talk about the Clash right now.
Let's do the Clash, yes.
Yeah, let's do the Clash because first match out the gate was the WWE Universal Champion Cody Rhodes versus Gunther. And the crowd was cheering for both of them, which was crazy.
Yes.
Gunther's over. You can't tell me any different. I don't want to hear your shit out there, neckbeards. Gunther is over. If he's not your cup of tea, fine. He's got 3 moves of doom. He's got a hell of a lot more than that.
If if he would quit WWE and not renew his contract and went to AEW, they'd say, "Oh, what a game changer. We're eating good now, fam." Come on.
He is
He's
phenomenal.
the greatest. He's fantastic. Where's he been all our lives?
You and I have guys in AEW we both like. We both like MJF.
Yes.
We both like the guy.
Right.
We kid Mark Davis, but the son of a bitch, I like Mark Davis.
He can wrestle.
Yeah, there's guys I like. I joke, but, I like that ass Mark Davis. I hope he comes over to the WWE. That's where I hope he comes one day because I'd like to see him on the main stage. I'm not wishing, oh, God, I hope he comes tomorrow. I'm just saying that the chance comes. I hope they would take him up on it because he is a bigger guy.
He is a big guy, yes. Big brawler.
Anyway, this match with Cody Rhodes and Gunther, when I watch pay-per-views, PLEs, I try to, fall in line and
Sure.
forget what I'm watching and just enjoy the show. Gunther got pinned, but his leg was under the rope and hanging outside of the ring, and the ref didn't see it. And the crowd booed the shit out of Cody Rhodes when he won this match. I thought it was phenomenal that they turned on him like that. What did you think?
I thought it was great. It's a long time coming. I hope we see more of that. And management gets the idea, God damn it, we got to turn this guy heel. But then again, they booed Cena for years. They booed Cena for years when he was in the book by Vince to be Super Cena. And they booed the shit out of him, and he went out, retired, and they loved the man.
Right.
He could do no wrong. He could walk on water right out of that arena when he retired.
Right.
Please kiss my baby. My grandmother's here. She's been very sick. Put your hands on her, John Cena. Heal her.
I thought this match was good. I'm looking for the return because the
Yes.
heel has a legit bitch on why he lost. We're going to get the rematch.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to this. I've never seen Gunther have a bad match. I just haven't. I'm sorry.
No.
He's probably got one out there. I haven't seen it yet.
Well, the match with Goldberg was a little sketchy because Goldberg
I'm not putting that on him.
he didn't want to sell. Yes, he didn't want to sell at first until Gunther just started laying it in.
I don't know if anybody's ever had a good match with Goldberg. Even The Undertaker was like, what the fuck are we doing out here, pal?
And what about those chops when the match started to Cody Rhodes? That's selling, folks. Cody Rhodes sold that first chop like it was a gunshot going off. Like somebody took a double gauge and just boom. Right in the
I don't
chest.
know how much that was selling versus how much that was. Damn, brother, do I owe you trans money?
Man.
He
Man.
knocked the shit out of him.
Great match, terrible ending.
I like the ending. I thought it was an old school ending. I enjoyed it. What did you not like about
The
it?
fans didn't like it.
They didn't like it.
They wanted concise. They wanted Gunther to beat his ass is what they
Do you
wanted.
want to know what I think? I
What?
think they didn't like that the ref seemingly didn't see it. That's what I think. They were like, no,
And
that should have kept going.
When that match was over, Gunther walked back to the gorilla position and looked at Triple H and said, "There is that ref. He tried to fuck on me."
He was bitching the whole time.
Remember that with
I enjoyed
DiBiase
the
Jr.?
hell out of this. Yes.
DiBiase Jr. when
He tried to fuck on me.
the referee, he fucked up the whole finish. He wasn't supposed to get pinned, but he forgot to kick out. So the ref, you gotta count the three, and that's what happened.
Keep doing that.
And Vince, did you hear the story about when DiBiase went back there and said it?
No,
DiBiase said it just like I described with Gunther said in the gorilla position. And Vince he took his headset off, get ready to yell at DiBiase, and DiBiase goes, "Where's that referee? He tried to fuck on me." And Vince goes,
back to our regularly scheduled program.
yes, it just went right to, God damn it, you ruined it. Right back. Foley.
Oh, we're going to get there. By the way, thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe. We're back. We're in business. Got something to say. Super Chat's open. Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley had a match.
Good
and
match.
if you want to know how good Rhea Ripley is in the ring, she got a good match out of Jade Cargill, which I thought was impossible. Now Rhea retained. There's a bunch of schmozzy finishes. Both their factions and friends came down. Whatever. It was what it was. I didn't hate it.
Mm-hmm.
The one match that I got an issue with from this thing was Becky Lynch and Sol Ruka. And I know Sol Ruka is really popular and people love her, but dude, I don't know if she's going to get it. I don't know.
They try to put this as the veteran of 20 years, Becky Lynch. She's been wrestling for 20 years. Up against a newcomer from NXT who Becky said's not ready for the big time. So they deliberately had her botching her finisher.
You think so?
Yes, they deliberately had her
Okay.
botching her finisher. That was the story they were trying to tell, but it wasn't.
It didn't come across that way. It
Didn't come across that way because Sol Ruca looked a little lost in the ring, a little lost from the main roster. Maybe she's overwhelmed. I don't know. But there was a point in time when Becky was saying, "Not there, over here." She's getting ready to come off the top rope, over here, and you see Sol rolling to get closer to the pain and misery of Becky Lynch coming off that top rope.
Anyway, look, Sol Ruca won. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this. I'm glad it is what it is. We're moving on with life. Got one huge complaint about Sol Ruca. Change that shitty entrance music. That is the dirt worst. Get rid of that. Good grief, dude.
They had like a surf sound, surf guitar.
Surf City, USA bullshit from 1984.
Well, they had one like Wipeout.
We're going Surf City. Everybody get aboard. We're going Surf City. Fuck all these people. It's horrible. It's horrible. I would rather slam my cat's tail in the door and listen to her scream for 5 minutes than endure that pitiful ass song for another minute.
Moving on.
Obafemi and Brock Lesnar, again, thank you. All these wrestling fans today think matches got to go 20 minutes to be good. When you have 2 300-pound guys like this in the ring, you just need to hit the high spots. I don't need to see Brock Lesnar do a missile drop kick or Obafemi go ahead and try to give him a 13 suplex combo. Get the fuck out of here with that.
No tope con hilo?
No, we're not doing tope suicidos, my friend.
No?
No.
Oh.
This is what it should have been, and Brock jumped him from the start. So
2 stars.
Is that what Dave gave him? I'm sure it did.
2 stars. No tope con hilos.
This was what I hoped it would be. Brock Lesnar hit 7 F5s on Oba and got the win in the ring. This is going to SummerSlam. It's what I was hoping this was going to be. And then you saw the crash outs from, there's some WWE fans that are just as bad as AEW sickos. That really is going to hurt Oba. Shut up, nerd. It didn't hurt him one damn bit.
Not one damn bit.
Didn't hurt him a bit.
He came out the next night on Monday Night Raw.
And won his opening round for King of the Ring. So shut the hell up.
You know what would have made that match better?
You
know what would have made? You know what? Jump back, make me kiss myself. You know what? You know what would have made that match a lot better? 7 tope con hilos.
Yeah, go to hell with that. Then we get the main event. Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu. The family members get involved. Roman Reigns wins. Nobody's really surprised at that.
Oh, they buried Jacob. Oh, they buried Jacob Fatu. Where's he going to go from here? Now he's kissing Roman Reigns' ass. He's just they're bringing the bloodline shit back. It's a rerun. This is what you hear from these Cheeto-sexuals.
Yeah. Good PLE. Didn't hate it. Don't love it. It's not going to live on in memory, but it was what it was, and it was a good afternoon of wrestling for me.
Well, it was better than effing Backlash. That's all I can tell you. Better than Backlash, pal.
Well, I thought you might have been going crazy because you love the European fans so much with the chants.
Oy.
Cody Rhodes, yeah.
But it really didn't sound a lot like that. You could hear Cody Rondo.
It was a little different.
It was a little different. A little different. They don't have that the Slavic command of the English language like the Germans do, or the or Great Britain. When they're over in Britain, it's really bad. Really bad.
Which takes us to Monday Night Raw, which Monday Night Raw has been slipping in ratings, as has SmackDown, but it's typical because you're not giving fans compelling storylines. You're not making them watch every week. 2 weeks ago, it was 2.5 million. I expect this was going to be a lot higher because of the last 45 minutes of the show was the Mexican match. So I expect it'll be up. But before I get into Raw, Dave Meltzer has done some Steiner math that even Scott Steiner said, what the fuck did you do? How did you get that? Today on Observer, whatever the hell it is.
Observer Live?
Observer My Hive. Dave Meltzer said he has figured out the math, and WWE is doing 700,000 fans. That's all that they're watching the show. That's it. The same numbers what watched AEW last week. That's what he says. The floor is yours on this bullshit.
Where is he getting those numbers from? Did he pull it out of his ass?
Yeah. Yeah, dude, he is convinced that the way people watch wrestling is the same way he does. He says, and by the way, all the viewers, they're 50 and 55 and older. They're not going to these shows. Then explain why there's 13, 14, 15,000 people in Europe watching, Dave. Explain why they had back-to-back crowds of like 24,000. Everything this guy says, it's just, WWE, and it's crazy.
Did you see the front rows of Dynamite yesterday? It was all bald, fat white men with glasses and women with pink and purple hair. The guys I saw were pushing late 40s.
Richmond, pal.
They were pushing late 40s, early 50s.
Again,
They're that demographic.
This is where you're going to love it because Alvarez was like, where are you getting this from?
Right.
This doesn't even make your math doesn't make any sense. And Alvarez said, look, I'm not saying that I trust the Netflix number, but that's preposterous. They've got 11,000 people, Dave, showing up at their events for Monday night and for the PLEs. Mm-hmm. AEW has 3,500 on a good night. And you think the same number of people are watching WWE worldwide on Netflix? That doesn't make a lick of sense.
Dave is looking at
minutes consumed.
Minutes consumed is what he's looking at. He's looking at the actual amount of time they're spending watching the shows is what he's looking at. He doesn't count the guys who watch half the shit like I do. Maybe watch half of Raw, 3/4 of Raw when your eyelids are getting tired, pal, because I time shift it all. I wait till 9 o'clock, 9:30 to start watching Raw so I can fast forward through the commercials. And maybe it's 11 o'clock, 11:30. I said, well, fuck this. I'll just watch the last 40 minutes of this tomorrow.
Or you're like me and you watch it, Tuesday morning.
Right.
Or Tuesday night and you just fast forward through the shit you don't like. All right, I get the gist of where this is going. What's next? I can zip through a Raw if it's one of their boring episodes, and there's been plenty in about an hour, and I'm out.
He's discounting before they went to Netflix. There were 2.5 million people watching Raw every Monday.
But that was I think it was like 1.75, something like that. I don't think they've done 2.5 in a while, but it was around that. Yeah. And then he likes to pretend that the people that have cable don't have Netflix, like they're two separate entities. I have news for you. Matter of fact, I don't know anybody that doesn't have Netflix. I don't know a soul that doesn't have it.
The numbers that he's looking at he's shocked about 3 million people watching Raw on Netflix. But the numbers from the USA Network are from the USA Network when Monday Night Raw was on USA.
Right, yeah.
Which is not worldwide. Those numbers that are reported are American households, not people in Europe watching it on Sky, people over in Germany watching it on Hitler Vision.
Easy.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Too soon.
I don't know any network. Too soon. Jesus Christ, it's been 80 years. I'm just saying that he's can't figure out where the other 1.5 million people who are watching Raw on Mondays on Netflix are coming from. They're coming from other countries, is what I'm trying to say. Other countries didn't have access to the USA Network when it was on. They'd have to watch it on Sky Sports. They'd have to watch it on whatever streaming channels they had over there that carried the product. So, which was probably Netflix. So
probably so. So anyway, on to Raw, because Roman Reigns comes out first, which I got to say I was surprised because Jacob Fatu lost. He has to acknowledge his tribal chief. And out comes the Uso twins. They come out there with him. And out comes, shit. I almost dropped my phone there. Help me out here.
Fatu
comes out. And Jay is talking shit. Mm-hmm. And this popped me. Because Fatu says, last night I lost to my tribal chief. But not your punk ass, Jay. And I said, yes. He's going to do it, but he's not going to be happy about it, and he's not going to get along with everybody. And I thought they did this brilliantly. And then he acknowledged his tribal chief and kneeled before him. And see. I thought it went really well.
He's buried. It's over. His push is gone now. They're going to tell a story of a disgruntled employee in this corporation called the Bloodline. He hates his manager. He hates his manager of the Friendly's restaurant that he works at. He hates him, and he's biding his time so he can attack his manager from behind and claim that belt for his own.
I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be fun watching Fatu. I really do.
They're going to build this up to SummerSlam, pal, and then it's going to explode.
I want to talk about Obafemi. Like we said, he won his, was it a fatal four-way, I want to say?
These were fatal four-way matches,
So he won his match. I thought that was really good.
He won't be king of the ring.
Io Sky won her challenger match to get in. Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins had a hell of a match.
On free TV.
I mean, it was awesome.
It was a pay-per-view match.
I got no words to say against you on that one. But here's what's weird about that, because Seth Rollins won. And you said that you've read that they're done with this now. They're going to move on in another direction.
Supposed to move on into another direction where he's going to become the king of the ring and he's going to challenge Roman at Night of Champions or close to that. He's going to challenge Roman and try to get his belt back.
I have heard that Obafemi is going to win this. And instead of challenging for a belt, he's going to demand a rematch with Brock Lesnar.
He won't have to demand a rematch from Lesnar because I think Lesnar is going to cost him in his final match at the end. He's going to cost Obafemi. Yes. So
that's good story booking too. That
bumps into the third match. That gives Oba the more impetus to fight him in a third match. Okay. And that will be a co-main event of a show. Probably SummerSlam.
I would hope it would end the first night of SummerSlam. I really do.
Right.
I would hope so.
Right.
And that's about all I got to say about Raw. I don't know if there's anything else you want to touch on from Raw, but that's what got my eyes. Okay.
Right.
LA Knight's back in the news. And I'm starting to see why the push doesn't always come all the way through. LA Knight went on a show this week. I can't remember which one it was.
It was Chris Van Vliet's.
Chris Van Vliet. Yes, thank you. There you go.
Yes.
And he said that he and AJ Styles were reprimanded for their unplanned WrestleMania brawl. He said it was unplanned. He said they were feuding at the time, but they were in the same room with each other. And he couldn't just stand there and not acknowledge AJ was there. And AJ was the same way. So AJ threw the stool at him and they start fighting. And he said, we thought security was going to break this up way before it did. And they never came. They thought it was part of the show. Security never came. We're both blown up. We've been fighting for like 3 minutes. Shit was out of control. Finally, we had to find a way to go home. And he said he got reprimanded for that. For keeping kayfabe real, they got reprimanded. What the fuck are y'all doing over there?
Unreal. Man? Unreal.
LA Knight also said he knows his popularity has faded some because he hasn't been on television. However, he thinks the ones above him, the ones in charge, Triple H, thought that he was just going to be another flavor of the month and would be a flash in the pan, and in 4 or 5 months it would be over with. And it never worked out that way, and now they're afraid to admit they were wrong. Now, I could agree with him on that to a point. He has been over. I said about 1.5 years ago he was a top-tier mid-card guy. He got elevated because of his own to one of the top guys, and now he's sort of floundering around again back down in the middle. I don't know why Paul has such a hard-on for keeping guys down. He's got a history of it. There's no denying that. He has got a huge history of keeping guys down. I don't know if his ego can't handle it or what, but the guy can be a real dick at times.
Who? LA Knight or Triple H?
Triple H, but LA Knight obviously runs his mouth quite a bit from what
Yes, he does. Here. I told you months ago that the reason why he doesn't get a push to win that championship, the world championship, is because he's constantly running his yap backstage and committing some faux pas backstage, like with his gear.
The green
God
trunks.
Damn it, don't wear the green gear. It looks like shit. Shows up for tapings for SmackDown, wear the green gear. I told him not to wear that green gear.
It makes me wonder. Just say it. Again, Paul, give somebody else a chance, buddy, because you're boring the shit out of me lately.
We have our favorites in professional wrestling, our favorite performers. And just like in Hollywood, not all of your favorite performers fly straight.
Or are good people.
Or are good people, yes. behind the scenes of their business. They
Right.
could be complete assholes or just ignorant to their own actions.
Yeah. Speaking of ignorant assholes, Mick Foley's back in the news again this week.
Oh,
Mick Foley cited the political differences he has with WWE support for their current politics as the biggest reason that he wanted to leave. Someone should really tell him who the owner of that company sent money to for political reasons. I'm not going to get into what it was, but he's blaming the WWE when the company he works for supported the same candidate. So let's call it what it is. You took the fucking money, and that's okay. Just say they offered you a good chunk of money and you wanted to have one more match, because here's the other thing. Mick Foley he's also said he would like to have another match before he retires. He says, I got one more in me I want to have.
Before he retires.
Yeah.
Like he's not retired now.
Exactly.
Before he retires. He can't even get into the ring. He can hardly get into a wrestling ring. He can hardly make it up those steps and bend over to get his fat ass through those two ropes. Can't do it. There's going to be a lot of smoke and mirrors. He even said in an interview he admired he calls it a cinematic match. That's what they call it now, where it's taped, filmed for a day or two in different segments, where The Undertaker fought AJ Styles on that, what was it, an abandoned house or whatever the shit that was?
Yeah.
Right. He wants to do something like that. Is what he's looking for. Against MJF.
Yeah, that's not happening. That's the worst idea ever. And here's the thing, though, if you want my opinion. I think he got the itch because Tony Khan, he heard, wanted him on the show and was going to make him he's going to make a little bit of money. And he wanted to wrestle. He got the itch to wrestle one more time. And WWE said, you're not getting in our ring. You're out of your mind.
Right.
That is never going to happen.
And that's why it's not all that Trump shit that he's talking about. He's virtue signaling again. So he can have all the blue-haired neckbeards say, oh, he's such a nice man. He's so such positive. A nice man. He's so positive. He's inclusive. So, with that being said, they made it seem like he was such a great guy for canceling his contract with WWE, walking away from it. Mark 77731 for $5. Thanks, Mark. Mick will do anything for a Klondike bar. That includes wrestling Klondike Bill's corpse.
You're not far off.
God damn it, get a shovel.
No, just get a glass coffee table.
Jimmy Valiant. 83-year-old Jimmy Valiant versus Mick Foley. Underneath of a glass top coffee table.
He's thrown me off, dude. I forgot what the hell we were talking about.
We're talking about Foley. Jesus Christ. So, Vince, I told Vince I wanted to get underneath the coffee table.
Good Lord.
Apparently, we're going to bring in Kimono Wanalea. She's going to go and drop something on the coffee table.
And if you didn't know, apparently Klondike Bill was into that too.
A scat enthusiast?
Yes, he was.
So was Vince.
Tony Schiavone, your favorite person, says they were in the parking lot of a Coliseum once, and Klondike Bill saw a pair of panties on the pavement and decided to pick them up and start chewing them.
I can believe that.
And Tony said, what are you doing?
I can believe that.
Wrestlers, they're so
I'm
weird.
going to take this home, Tony. I'm going to make some tea with this. Hot kettle of hot water. Drop this right in.
Drop it like it's hot, as the kids say.
When the pip's in the crib, Ma.
There's an update on the frustrations with WWE's handling of Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio. And I got to say, they have reason to be frustrated. Dominic has been almost unseen and unheard for months since Mania. Liv doesn't feel like the world champion anymore. Again, Triple H, what are you doing, buddy?
Well, Dominic was going down to Triple A. Wrestled a couple bouts down there. He is the mega champion, by the way.
I get
Triple A. But they didn't have him on this last show because Undertaker thought that defending that belt would take away from the pageantry of the Americanos. story.
Once again, why is Undertaker not in charge of SmackDown or Raw? Once again. This guy gets it.
Well, he had some good teachers. He was what, from the early 90s until now? He's seen it all, man.
Or 80s. Shit, what are we talking about? 80s.
Jarrett. I'm not talking about Jeff Jarrett. I'm talking about Jerry Jarrett. Jerry Jarrett, Bill Watts, Lawler. I think he was in world class for a cup of coffee, too, with the Von Erichs.
He
was all over. He's Vince.
Yeah.
Patterson.
But I agree but you've got to agree, right? Dude, Dominic Mysterio, he's got to get his heat back. They've got to start letting him talk more. He's got to get more microphone time. He's got to become that slime ball again. And they've got to have him as a main focus for the upper mid card, because that's what that guy is.
He's a chicken shit heel.
Yes,
and he worked great when he had a big heater like Priest, when Priest was in that organization, the Judgment Day.
And I think you're onto something there. They do need another big heater out there.
They do. They need a big guy for the men and for Raquel Rodriguez to.
Well, they got Gonzo, so she is the big girl for the group.
Yes, bring in Braun Strowman. Bring him back.
I will throw shit in your general direction until I hit you.
Who can they get? All they got to do is get one of these generic guys from NXT.
Generico.
Generico. All these guys are 6'4", 6'5" down in NXT who look the same and wrestle the same way and wear the same color gear, all black. It's just ridiculous. Bring one of those guys up and throw them in there. That's all it means. That's.
You know who they should get?
Who's that? Enzo Amore.
They should bring in David Flair so Ric Flair can bitch one more time on Twitter and social media about his family. If you haven't heard, ladies and gentlemen, while we were away, Ric Flair threatened to sue his son David Flair for using the name Flair. You cannot make this shit up. His tweet said something along the lines of be a man and stand on your own 2 feet and don't use my name. Did he not wrestle under the moniker David Flair just like his old man?
Yes, he did.
What are we talking about here, Rick?
This is a recycling business. It's a recycling business.
He was yelled at another fucking Egyptian. That's what was going on.
I like to know how he's got that keyboard for his phone rigged where the first letter of every word is capitalized. How do you set that up on your phone? He's not doing it consciously because he can barely operate a phone.
I don't know how.
And I heard Ashley is running the Facebook page. Dom is Americano for the AAA title on Sunday in Mexico. Dom versus Americano.
I'll be checking that out.
Yeah.
I will be checking that out.
Yeah, on the regular TV. The YouTube show was the regular TV show for AAA.
I know. But again, Ric Flair threatening to sue his son because he's using... I don't know the backstory. I just know you don't make shit like that public.
He did a logo and called his company Flair Recycling because he's a Flair and he owns it. Flair Recycling.
That's what... I thought I read that, but I didn't know if that was the whole story or not. I mean, get the hell over it. Meanwhile, Charlotte can do no wrong in his eyes. It's just ridiculous.
Charlotte, I heard, is running his Facebook page because she can't trust him with social media.
She's probably dragging her ass over a sandboard right now, trying to get it flatter. Sir Mix-a-Lot was not singing about her. That's all I'm going to say.
No. He don't want none if you don't have buns, hon.
In other news, Nick Khan spoke out this past week and says WWE is never going to listen to the social media vocal minority to change the television show. And he's probably right. They won't.
Right.
But they do listen to ticket sales, and they do listen to attendance, and they do listen to ratings. That's what they listen to.
They follow all the metrics as opposed to the other company, which doesn't even know what their metrics are. Speaking of the other company, do you have written down what he said about what his plans are for next year at WrestleMania time?
No.
Tony Khan.
Oh, you've got that one.
He's got an idea for running the AEW pay-per-view in the States, WrestleMania weekend, when the WWE is over in Saudi Arabia. He's betting the fact that no fans are going to be flying over there because he can't afford to. So they're going to fly to his show, the AEW show, and get all the sundry indie promotions that usually roll into WrestleMania town. on WrestleMania weekend and have their own shows earlier in the day. A lot of nooners. He'll never do that. He can't. He did. What was that show in Texas where he thought he was?
Oh God, I forgot
25,
about that.
000?
Like two summers ago.
Yeah, he shit the bed there.
Oh no, I thought you were talking about the regular Collision show he was running in Dallas for like a year, for a summer. He ran a show there 1 year for a summer.
Did he do like 8 weeks in Dallas?
Yeah, that's what I was
at
talking
the same
about.
arena.
That's what you're referencing. Yes.
Yeah.
Riveting stuff. Speaking of riveting stuff, AEW Dynamite came on last night, and I didn't watch last week. I said, if I'm not doing a show, I'm not watching this shit. No shot am I going to bleed my eyes any more than I have to get through this.
And I told you that this week will be my favorite episode of AEW Dynamite.
Yes,
ever.
you did. And why is that, Bottles?
And you said, well, Bottles, pray tell. Why is that? Because Roosh challenged MJF to wrestle for that belt. He challenged him last week. You know the old saying, Don, you mess with the bull, you get the whore. Well, he told him that last week.
Yes, he did.
And he got the horns this week. So, go ahead. Break it all down, Don. How'd that show open last night?
It opened up with 3,400 to 3,500 in attendance. They were at my alma mater, VCU. They were in my Siegel Center, in my backyard, and I did not go to this show because I'm not an idiot. I would listen. Everything he said, I believed.
Great. Absolutely. He was going to beat somebody's ass last night, basically is what he said.
I turned to my wife and said, did you hear what he said? She said, no, but he fucking meant it. That's okay. That's what I thought as well. Out comes MJF and interrupts him. And during this whole thing, Roosh is continuing to slap himself in the face over and over again. He keeps hitting himself.
Yeah.
MJF interrupts. They match. The match is now. We're doing this now.
Right
the
now.
Biggest match on the card. We're doing it right out the gate because fuck you.
Fuck this shit. Let's just do it. Put the pedal to the metal, pal. Floor it.
The one match that I was genuinely intrigued to watch. You've got your world champion on free TV first.
Don't try to pump up the numbers throughout the 2
Don't
hours.
try to hold the fan base.
Yes.
Don't try to keep them around. Don't do that. Just throw this shit out there.
Well, you got the last 5 minutes of Big Bang Theory, and that'll pump up that first hour a little bit, give you a little something for that first half hour. And they had this match go for what? A half hour?
It was about 20, 25 minutes somewhere.
Yeah, close to a half hour. It was everything. If there was more violence is what I needed. I needed more violence in this match.
They go to the announcers. They announce what's going to be on the card tonight. And I was like, oh, that's not going to do well. That's not going to do well.
No.
That's not going to keep a lot of people. And I was right.
No.
They go back to backstage, and Renee is with Roosh again. And in comes Pretty Boy Floyd to give him a pep talk. I'm like, what the hell is this garbage?
But how you know? But how you know?
Why was El Andrade backstage? What the hell was this about, man?
I have no idea, man. I have no idea what the hell that was all about. I have no idea.
Anyway, out comes Roosh. He's all jacked up at his bull horns, and he's ready to go call somebody a whore. And MJF comes out. And this was... I love MJF. He's brilliant in what he does. He gets the wrestling business. This bitch comes out in a bullfighter outfit.
Yes,
from
he does.
head to toe. It looked absolutely sensational.
It did.
He told the ring announcer to insult the fans. He gave him some lines to tell them. I just thought it was great. And then his banner dropped behind him. Just the whole thing was just, this was, why the hell you wouldn't close your show with this is beyond me. See, some people think that it's, who was it? Radio Canada seems to think it's because MJF wants the highest rating. I think Tony Khan plays favorites and closes the show with the guys he likes, the guys that he wants to make champions, the guys that he wants to get over. In his mind, he's like, we're going to draw this number no matter what. Throw him out there.
They closed the show last week with, what was it, Statlander?
I don't know.
I think Statlander Sheeta, I think they closed last week with, and good Lord.
I wasn't even there.
I know. Yeah.
Thank God.
So?
All right, so here we go. MJF spits on Roosh, and it was a legit loogie right in his face. I was like, "Oh, dude!"
Hit the forehead
paid.
and
dude.
He had this, yeah. He had this chewed marshmallow right in his hair for like the first part of the match. Couldn't get it out.
Bret Hart was impressed with that loogie.
Yes, and then Roosh said,
"Whore!"
The fucking potatoes.
Pass
and
the potato.
Started throwing them. He didn't pass them. He was throwing them. Look, if Roosh isn't landing some of these shots, he's the greatest wrestler I've ever seen in my life. That's the only way to explain it.
He's got to be landing some of these shots. He's got to.
Before this match was announced, it was announced as a no count-out match, is the first thing they said. No count-out. Super chat, Glenn Taylor's in the house. $20 US. It's Tony's backward-ass booking mentality. I know.
Yes.
It's the man-child's way of booking. This is how the man-child thinks. He doesn't think in a perpetual motion state of keeping viewership. No. Vince McMahon in the late 90s had it perfect. You have Stone Cold come out early. You then have him come out mid-show. You have him have a schmoz at the end. The fans stayed. The numbers rarely dropped by more than a couple 100,000. And this is when they were getting 6 million people to watch. Anyway, they go outside of the ring immediately, and Roosh begins choking MJF with an extension cord. And I'm like, is it no DQ now? What is happening?
And then the ref comes out and tries to get him to go back into the ring.
Yeah.
Why? There's no count out.
I was like, I don't understand what's going on here. Is it no DQ? And then the announcer like, this isn't a no DQ. He could get DQ'd for that. So why wasn't he? Why did it keep going? I'm so confused.
They have no rules.
It was like the Roman Reigns match at WrestleMania where they went outside and started using chairs and shit. I was like, you got to cancel the match. What the fuck are we doing here? Anyway, Roosh goes in the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, this really happened. He didn't just undo the turnbuckle. He ripped the bitch off the corner and threw it in the fans. Didn't like first row. Just chucked that bastard like a Frisbee. I saw a nerd dive off the second row to try to get it.
Didn't undo the laces.
No.
Just ripped it right off.
Yeah, it's coming off. So this thing goes on. He throws it to the crowd. He then turns around, and I wrote this down. He then slaps the shit out of MJF. Said, golly Moses. This is great. This is great.
It was fantastic.
The ref stops Roosh from throwing MJF into the exposed turnbuckle. While that happens, Roosh gets thrown in anyway, so he eats it instead. Then Roosh starts bleeding. MJF throws Roosh in, like I said. MJF eats the buckle later. This is awesome, Chance. I got to agree. MJF gets a straight jacket pile driver onto the apron by Roosh. That looked like $1 million. Thought it was great. For some reason, we come back from commercial break, and for some reason, Roosh is beating the shit out of the doctor that's ringside.
He headbutted him. Because he was going to say that MJF couldn't continue. So he headbutted the son of a bitch.
It was so weird. Roosh hits a double foot missile pisser, and MJF goes down, powders out of the ring. Roosh goes to do the double kick again, misses outside of the ring, goes through the barricade. MJF picks him up, puts him in the damn tombstone pile driver, and you can see they're both sweaty and he's slipping. And I'm like, maybe don't do it the way you usually do it. Just drop to your knees gently. That's not what he does. He does the jump. MJF, pal, I love you. Stop doing the jumping pile driver. Too much can go wrong, including your own knees.
Right.
So please stop doing that. What else happened here in this match? Now Roosh has a bad left shoulder. MJF is saying his knee's messed up. MJF gets the win with a crossface where Roosh flips him off and then he passes out. and seen.
Supposedly he hyperextended his knee during this match. He had to bow out of an indie show. He's supposed to wrestle the champ of some indie promotion this weekend because he wants to heal up.
I saw some news out of his indie promotions. He said you will not see him do another indie show for a very, very long time. This was going to be his last.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, they probably Tony probably told him, look, you can't get hurt on these indie shows and then try to defend the belt here. We can't afford to have another tournament.
Again, this led the show. Makes no sense. It's the booking of a man-child. I can't explain it. MJF gets his belt. He's going to hit Roosh with it. And instead, Mark Briscoe comes out, gets low kicked by MJF. The conglomeration comes out. MJF powders, and that's the end of that.
Reach for the sky, boy.
Tremendous. Loved it. Loved it.
Great match.
Love this match. It was highly entertaining.
Yes.
Any other notes you got from this one?
I wish it was longer. I wish it was more to it. I could have watched another 15 minutes of this match just to see what was potatoes and what were potatoes. Good Lord Almighty. Some of those double kicks, those shotgun kicks, just unbelievable.
So
and then something so great, we go into something so horrible.
And this is when it goes right off the fucking rails. Goes right off the rails immediately.
To put this match on after that match.
This isn't even a Dynamite match. This is some Collision bullshit.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Mark Briscoe comes out to face Lio Rush. And if you don't know who Lio Rush is, good for you. He's doing this Gollum character where he crawls to the ring on his hands and feet where he's like galloping like you were a horse when you were a kid. It's just awful. The conglomeration is leaving the ring and they meet Lio Rush in the area, walking
in the aisle
towards the ring. Sorry, in the aisle.
Yeah. They're walking away from the ring and he's coming to
and they all freeze like they're scared to death of him. Like they literally just freeze.
Did you hear what the announcers say? The announcers say, oh, don't you know? If you stand perfectly still, where Lio Rush can't see you. What? What? What is this shit?
The irony. You're right, Block Larry. The irony.
Guess what? If you start putting your champ on to open the shows, your audience won't be able to see you either. This was horrible.
He gets to the end of the aisle and turns around to look, and they freeze again. This was the hokiest shit I've ever seen. Hokiest shit. So hokey. Hey, Warrior, you might be late, $1.99. You guys think TK tries to get Foley to wrestle? I absolutely think Foley's going to wrestle. I think that's why he's here.
Oh, yeah.
I think exactly why he's here.
Yes.
He wants to wrestle again and get a little bit more money.
He needs the money. He's got to take care of his ex-wife. Well, they're still married.
Ex-wife. Not ex-wife.
Still married, but they're living apart.
Not ex-wife.
Yes.
I don't understand the Lio Rush. Someone explain to me why fucking Gollum is on my television on a Wednesday. Someone.
He came up with this gimmick to try to get noticed. And I guess they were laughing at him backstage. It's getting noticed, yeah.
It's not even a joke gimmick. It's just stupid. It's just
cringe.
A dumb. It's fucking boogeyman bad is what it is. It's boogeyman bad. God knows. Thank you again, Warrior. He says he thought so too. Yes, they are absolutely going to get him in this match. Anyway, I don't want to get too much into this stupid ass Lio Rush match because here's the thing. Mark Briscoe is supposedly in the early stages of a feud with
I thought you were going to say dementia. He's in the early stages of dementia. Go ahead.
Mark Crisco, that's his new name. Mark Crisco gets a microphone. VCU's displayed. Go Rams. He calls out MJF, talks about his brother dying, says he's with the conglomeration. They made him happy. And then MJF pissed him off again. He hates MJF. I thought this was a really good promo. I can't take anything away from Mark Briscoe, but the fact I just saw you in the ring with Gollum takes so much away from what this could have been.
Does anyone think that they're going to put the belt on Mark Briscoe?
Nobody.
No, that's the problem with this company. you could say to yourself,
That match isn't even worth wasting my
it's
time.
not even worth watching because you know who's going to win. You know that Briscoe's not going to beat MJF. But then again, they fooled us with Darby Allin and MJF. Who thought that match was going to be done in, 3 minutes? And he was the champ.
And by the way, they did talk about it, Mark, that they had the match and they had the MJF Briscoe match in January. And MJF talks about it later in the show as well. It's just, by the way, Mark Briscoe, boy's been in the weight room lately. I'll say that much for him.
Yes.
Looking like $1 million. He looked great. Did you happen to notice that? A lot bigger in his shoulders. Way
a lot bigger. He's a little more ripped than what he was, but you can't say he's really looking good, pal. He's doing something. I don't know what he's doing.
Hanging out with them.
He's
shooting up
with those chicken steroids from the chicken farm.
We get an 8-ball Michael Knight recap that no one wanted to see to begin with.
No.
And then the tickler just fucking appears out of nowhere.
Drunk, coming from the concession stand.
She walks out and says she was fired from Japan. Then she says the 2 girls she has are going to win this title and this other title. She was fired from Stardom. She hates that company. She then climbs a ladder that's been set up out there and spits on the Stardom logo for their upcoming pay-per-view. What?
It was a small Austrian woman jacked up on Jägermeister and vodka. That's all it was, pal.
At least the Jaeger was cold.
The Jaeger was cold, yes.
Look, I don't know. I like the tickler. I don't know what she's going to do next, but she is the most random shit she says and does. It's compelling because it's like, I don't think this is good, but I got to watch.
Right.
I like her for all the wrong reasons.
Exactly. Exactly.
Good God.
And she's the champ of the company, right? The
I know. I know.
And there's no line of people. There's not a line of people forming, heels or faces, to face her for a belt. They can't put her on TV to defend that belt. It's all 6 women matches.
No, we got MJF
matches.
though already defending a title already.
Right.
I mean, I don't know what he's doing with his world champions, but he's devaluing the shit out of them week in and week out.
Half-hour match where he hyperextended his knee. He might not be able to go next week.
Which, by the way, let's go back to this point. Darby Allin was closing the show, right? And he was world champion.
Yes.
But he's got MJF jerking the curtain.
Very strange.
Very.
Very strange.
I'm a bad child. And then I wrote down, oh no, it's time for the Cracker Clan. And Daniel Garcia is trying to talk shit to Billy Ocean Spring. And it's just horse shit and horseradish coming out of his mouth. It stinks to high heaven. It's like, what is he even trying to say? And Moxley entered the screen, and he knows it's going bad, and essentially tells Daniel Garcia, shut the fuck up. That's pretty much what he said. Shut up. You're doing terrible. I got this now.
Yeah, essentially.
He really did.
Yeah,
He then says, I don't like all the factions in this company, but that's for me to worry about, not you, Billy Ocean Spray. I don't like all the factions going on.
The factions.
Oh.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I just can't.
I don't like all the factions. I've had one for over a year and a half.
What the hell? Right. What the hell is going on with this? With the Cracker Clan? Are they baby faces? Are they heels?
Folks,
they're heels to each other.
When I tell you guys that this show just took a running dive into a cesspool of feces and piss, it really did. It just didn't. The nose never came back up on this bitch when MJF and Roosh walked off.
Nope.
Never pulled the nose back up.
Nope, not at all. You followed up with Gollum versus the chicken farmer from Delaware. Then you got what came after that? I don't even this
Tickler
shit.
drunk.
The drunken tickler. I can't tell if she's Austrian or French, but she's just. I could have listened to the tickler talk for another half hour instead of seeing this segue that we
agree
had
there.
backstage.
I agree. And she might say some shit that's off the wall here and get
Right.
kicked out for real.
Exactly.
And by the way, I believe she's Frostrian.
Frostrian? Half French, half Austrian. She's Frostrian.
Anyway, the Cracker Clan segment, I talked about that. Andrade comes out and meets an only whore fans, takes a picture and kisses her, and he fights
Show me busty Latinas. Busty Latinas.
and he fights Green Shorts guy. This is a squash match. I don't know what's going on here. Andrade gets on the mic. He calls out MJF. Don Callis comes to the ring with Jake Doyle, who's back. Jake Doyle, if you don't remember, was that big jack son of a bitch that tore his bicep back in January.
Yes.
Is it just me, or does Jake Doyle look a whole lot different than he did in January?
Yes, he does. I really didn't recognize him until he said his name.
I didn't either. Can we do something about Jake Doyle coming back this soon? Because if torn bicep, this feels like a real soon comeback. You feel like he came back anyway. Don Callis gets in the ring, and he says, "I get to introduce you my brand new member to my team," because he's got to add another because he just lost Cash gone. So they got to keep Don Callis with the insane amount of people in his group. I think they're up to 243 now. So they got to keep that going. And he says, "Come on out here, Michael Knight," and his fucking dentures fly out.
Again.
This is the first time they came out of his face. He caught them last time. This is the first time they came out completely. Folks, I want to say this again. His entire partial denture came out of the top of his mouth, hit his shirt as he's fumbling and fucking around to catch it, and hit the mat. The commentators were losing their shit.
Trying not to laugh.
Trying so hard not to laugh. I was in tears watching this. I cannot emphasize, I had to stop the show because I was like, it is literally a fucking clown car. This is a clown car.
You know, it takes a lot to shoot a whole partial out of your mouth. And for that matter, he you know, poly grips out there. You can just put a little band of that over top of the mold inside and just snap it up in there, and it'll stay. That's all he's got to do. Or I'm sure he's got enough coin in the bank right now, unless he's got 5 ex-wives, where he can get implants, dental implants. Where
Fuck that. I'm going to spit my teeth out on national television.
Every week, we're rolling the dice. What's it going to be this week?
This was so
Snake
egregious.
Eyes. Renee.
But wait, it gets better. It gets better. Because I posted this shit on Twitter because it was hilarious to me. And the crash out from the neckbeards, they're doing this as part of a gimmick. No, they're not.
They're not.
No, they're not. There's no payoff for this. There's no payoff for this.
What's going to be his next gimmick? Where he shits his pants every week in the ring and you can see it? It would make him wear white? What kind of gimmick is that?
If they start doing that, Ric Flair's going to sue somebody. That's gimmick infringement.
Copyright infringement.
Welcome to the ring, the Egyptian. Woo! He spit his teeth out. Bottles, I called you immediately.
Yes. Are you up to the part? Are you up to the part where Don Callis is at the ring?
I told him, I said, you have got to see this shit. You got to see this.
So I'm on the phone.
All right.
And I said, what the fuck? He just spit his teeth out. I know, Bottles. And he's laughing his ass off on the other line, on the other end of the phone, laughing his ass off. I had to rewind it twice just to see it. He'll definitely be on Botchamania, sir. Yes, he will.
I can't wait. This is when I stopped watching the show and went to the NBA Finals. I could not watch Michael Knight and 8 Ball after I just saw this. There's no way I could watch this.
No.
This is a joke match. That was a joke segment, and none of it was intentionally funny at all.
Did 8-Ball just say, okay, I'm in AEW, I'm not going to lift any weights anymore?
Fuck them weights.
Have you seen him?
Yeah, I
You
saw
saw him
the
last
match
night.
today.
He looked like a 14-year-old boy. Rest
So
from the
I went back-
1980s.
I
wrestling
went back
night.
and watched this god-awful thing today. It's the same match he does every week. Nothing new, nothing interesting. He is a walking porcupine of succubus of any kind of charisma. He'll just take charisma away from everything he's in the ring with.
Good Lord.
It just sticks to him. All the charisma you have just sticks on this guy. He sucks the room dry.
Not good.
Michael Knight cuts a promo,
Mhm.
or what he thinks is a promo. And I'm
Mhm.
all right. This is just, what are we doing, man? What are we doing?
I don't know, man.
Is that
Sort
you
of.
looking for the charisma that he sucked the room dry of?
Yeah, I just saw it go out the door here. It's gone. It ran
Renee
to the curb.
Baguette again is on the screen, and this time she's with the dogs. And they say they took out Cope and Cage, and in comes the Bucks. And I said, oh, God, we're just going to totally drown this show now. We're just going to hold it under the water and make sure we kill the shit out of this show.
We got 2 new stars that just came in from New Japan Pro Wrestling. They've been here for about 4 months. Let's just bury their careers right now, and so they can lose the Young Bucks. What a future episode!
Help me.
You can't. There's no way.
So now the Bucks are going to get right back in the title picture.
Yeah.
You know that's coming. They're not losing to the dogs, and we're going to get the same teams we always get: FTR and the Bucks all the time, every time.
It'll probably be a 14 match for the tag belts, and that's how Edge and Christian will lose
Speaking of
their
14
tag belts.
or 14,
14-year-old boy to tell Pat Patterson. Jesus Christ, that's right. Well, you got to get a shovel to tell Pat. You need the Long Island medium right now to tell Pat Patterson anything. Whatever happened to the Long Island medium? You ever see that show?
It's shortened up.
Who shortened up the long? Have you seen her lately? She's an extra large now.
It's a skit.
Yeah.
Anyway, she's with them. They're going to have some shit. I don't care. Renee Baguette again after break. She's with MJF now. She's here. She's there. She's every fucking where. I can't get away from this chick.
Would you rather have the jarhead with glasses, who I'm
Dude,
glad they kept off TV interviewing people, or Shivani?
Hire someone else. She's in every backstage segment now, man.
You could say the same thing about Kathy Kelly. I'm not taking up for the producers of this show, but you could say the
WWE
same thing
has
about
like
Kathy
4
Kelly.
girls
In WWE.
backstage. No, they've got like 4.
They got Jackie Redmond, who's been gone because of
she's back
hockey
there.
coverage.
She's back there
You got Kathy Kelly. 2.
again. They've got 3. They got another chick too. She just doesn't do it as often. Do they have more than one bottles is my question.
They've got more than one, Don. Yes.
Okay.
Just like this company's got more than one, too. They got Lexi Nair. They've got Alicia
She was on
Atout.
TV one time in 2 months that I remember. Once.
Lexi Nair is on the Ring of Honor show.
No one fucking knows that but you. No one. No one knows that but you.
Then you got Alicia Atout, Mrs. Friedman. If she's still working there, I don't know. She was at one point in time as an interviewer.
I'm going to throw myself out this fucking window. I can feel it.
You just pick your chair up to break the glass and just jump out the window. Go ahead.
We get an Al Owen Hart Cup match. And it's Alex Windsor out there to face a surprise opponent. And I was like, I wonder who it could be. It was Britt Baker, and she said, Don, I'm here to fix your fucking face. No, it wasn't. It was Mercedes Moné.
Of course. Of course. She's going to go back and try to win the Owen again. Second year.
Again.
However, she doesn't give a shit about Tekla running around with the belt, the main title. She don't give a shit about that whatsoever. She doesn't give a shit about The TBS championship.
Not a shit.
Not a shit about that. Doesn't care. I would have won the Owen again. Second year in a row. I'm the beltless bitch now.
They talked about 2 titles she lost. One of them was what the girl Alex Windsor has. The other one was the TBS title, and they didn't mention another word, not another belt. What the fuck was the point of this entire angle? Where were they going with this? Why did they do any of this?
She would have reaped all the benefits of having all those belts to make it look like she was, 12 belt Monet?
13.
13 belt Monet, but she didn't want to tarnish the perception of her in kayfabe by coming back and having them say she lost all those belts. All around the world, she lost.
This was the story you built for a year.
It's
and
ridiculous.
Then you swept it under the rug like a dirty condom.
One of Hook's dirty condoms.
Yes. What the fuck was that?
Buddy.
Hide the latex.
I have no idea. It's just the worst. It's the worst. It's when she came out, it was at the top of the ramp. One thing went through my mind.
Well, look at this, prima donna.
And I said to myself, is she going to be a baby face or is she going to be a heel?
They cheered the shit out of her.
They cheered her because they haven't seen her in a long time. It's
Yeah.
something different. But she was a heel. She worked as a heel against a baby face Alex Windsor. Alex Windsor looked like she had a boo-boo face on. She did.
She had a good looking wig. Her wig was great.
Yeah, spot on. That wig was
It
top
was
notch.
good, man.
Yeah.
I had wig envy. Don Callis offered to sell it so he could get some fucking teeth.
Mercedes, where'd you get your teeth? I need some good ones like those.
At Caps a lot.
Caps a lot? Yeah.
Anyway, you know who won this match.
Of
Mercedes
course.
won. Of course she won. Guess who's on the TV next?
Who can it be?
Take a guess. I want you to guess who is on the TV next in this next segment.
Renee Baguette.
Renee fucking Baguette is on my television again. This
Yes.
time she's with Don Callis, who has finally found how to keep his teeth in his mouth as he talks about his faction. Says Okada got screwed. He deserves another match. Okada said he's going to challenge Takeshita, and Okada and Don Callis, they just fuck right off.
They just fuck right off with a tube of crazy glue, keeping those teeth in.
Ciampa's backstage. He talks about Jericho, says Jericho is home because he kicked his ass, and he's going to get rid of Jericho for good.
Now he's feuding with Jericho. Fuck anybody who's got a belt.
I want that old son of a bitch.
Right.
I want the Jerichoholic.
I'm forgetting that we're in a company where people who have the titles go after challengers.
Yes. Yes.
Come here and beat the shit out of me. I dare you. I got the belt.
You want a piece of this title?
Come over here and kick my fucking ass. Out on the front lawn, no shirt on. I'm out there going, come on, take me on, motherfucker. I'm ready. Come on.
Mom, Mr.
Oh,
Bottles is
shit.
drunk again on the front lawn.
Fuck you, Timmy.
What's he wearing, Timmy? He's got on boxer shorts and socks, black socks, no shirt, and he's wearing some kind of title belt around his neck. He's got his face painted.
Oh, shit.
Come over here and beat me up, you cowardly sons of bitches. I got the title. You can't have it. What happened to the good old days where I'm not fighting that fucking guy? No, you don't get a title shot.
I don't know.
You're not beating my ass, Roosh.
Well, MJF told Briscoe, you're not getting a title shot. You're out of your
Right.
mind.
Right. That's the way you do it. You're not getting that fucking title shot.
Now come over here and kick my ass.
Come over here and kick my ass. Wipe the flies away from your mouth, Mark. And come over here and beat my
Holy
ass.
shit, dude. I'm in tears.
It's just
Oh,
it
my
makes
God.
no sense, man. It
I
makes no
know.
freaking sense. I had my neck broken. I want to come back and start putting people Have people put me in chokeholds to see if my neck can hold up to it. That's Osprey's story.
That is Ocean Spray.
I'm looking for more people to come by and break my neck.
Can you fuck me up? I've already had one surgery.
Fuck me up some more. I'm looking for an early retirement. When my son becomes of age, he can wheel me around in my chair and wipe my ass because I'll be paralyzed from the neck down.
I'll smoke vapes
That was
and talk of
strangely
days.
arousing.
You're on one tonight, pal.
Ah,
Holy shit.
what a company.
Billy Ocean Spray comes to the ring because he's going to fight fat ass Mark Davis.
Badass.
And I said, I'm fast forwarding this to the end because you know where this is going to go. And I was right. Out comes the Clan. And the Clan starts fighting with the boys from Don Callis family. And we're going round and round. And they got some shit going on out there. And Mark Davis is in the ring. And he's, no, not Mark Davis, but homeboy that just came back. What did I say his name was? John Daly? Fuck's that guy's name?
Jake Doyle.
Jake Doyle. Same build. Jake Doyle's in the ring. And he's ready to kick the shit out of Billy Ocean Spray.
Yes.
And fucking Footloose enters the ring and jumps on his ass.
That was pretty good, though. That was pretty interesting. I did like that.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
And he sells it for a minute. And the next thing you see, he goes, bitch, and throws her over his head and swaps the damn ring. And in comes John Moxley. And he's like, you did that to my girl. That's my girl. And they, of course, throw him out of the ring. Billy Ocean Spray wins. Hell of a finish. I like the finish once they got all that bullshit out of the way. It's a good finish.
Right.
A lot of damn 2-count false finishes, though. Maybe a little bit too many. It wasn't terrible, and it just felt like, okay, how many times are we going to do this here? You did it 5 times in the last 3 minutes of this match.
Who was the ref?
Fuck if I know.
Where was Audrey Edwards this week?
Where she wasn't on the TV, was she? That's right, because the
No.
ref got knocked out, and the other one came in. The dead one came in to count the 3 count.
the zombie ref. No Aubrey.
She wasn't here. Yeah,
Conspicuous by her absence.
you might have fucked off.
Just fucked right off. Kicking the sides out of the stall.
They held me out of the Preakness.
They said they were going to shoot me because I hurt my ankle.
Oh God. Anyway, that concludes AEW this week. Bottles, there is something on Netflix you might want to check out. They've got the one of the original.
I can't check out many things with Netflix done.
Don't,
Got a little
don't say
Netflix
why.
problem. No,
Don't
I
say
can't.
why. Don't say why.
I can't. Yeah, go ahead.
But there is a King of the Ring tournament from Chicago on the show right now on Netflix.
Really?
Yeah, old school King of the Ring that they used to have back in the day. They'd have the tournaments in the major cities where they were taping. It was pretty good. I enjoyed the shit out of it.
Wow. 80s?
80s, yes. Mid-80s, like 86, 87. Hulk Hogan fought Roddy Piper before the main event to decide the King of the Ring winner.
Mm-hmm.
It was good shit, pal. This was the summer, I think, before Paul Orndorff turned on Hogan.
Have you seen WWE Vault
Oh, yeah, I watched the show.
on YouTube?
Yeah,
They
I
had a
watched the show
match
all
on
the
there
time.
the other day. It was Hogan and Steamboat versus Flair and Savage from a house show.
That must have been like 91, 90.
That's when Flair was in. Yeah, he was only in
Yeah.
for a year, I believe. The first go round. Yeah.
I'll tell you, man, the shit they're slowly putting on Netflix is so worth watching.
Right.
It's really good. It's not the bullshit. I would like to see some more territory stuff show back up. WWE Network was my gift, man. On a rainy day when nothing was going on, I would put on Jim Crockett Promotions and good night. I'm going to let the workings of Ric Flair and Arn Anderson put me to sleep.
It was great stuff, man. Great stuff. And now, what are they both doing now? Arn's wandering around the house in his boxer shorts, doesn't know who the hell he is. He's still wearing a Glock and a holster, no shirt, just walking around the house. And Flair's probably planking right now in a Tampa Bay bar.
He says he goes to bed at night at 10 o'clock every night. He has 3 of his drinks and he goes to bed.
Of course, because he starts drinking at 10 o'clock. He's in his bars down in Tampa Bay at 10 o'clock.
I didn't say he wasn't drinking all day.
Just dancing around. He put this thing up on fucking Twitter. Or was it Facebook? I don't care what anyone says about me. It doesn't matter to me. At least Kid Rock still loves me. Yes, Kid Rock.
Mark says that the Vault has 4 million subscribers. That's fucking impressive.
Dave Meltzer said it's only 400,000.
You son of a bitch! Oh, you
Fucking
son
Dave
of a
Meltzer.
bitch! Oh man,
Dave Meltzer is giving diction lessons to Will Ospreay.
Listen, I get it. Part down, bruv.
Yes. Jesus
we're going to be
Christ.
back next week. Good God, pal.
I'm spent.
Where is this show going to go next week? Tune in and find out. See you in a
Oh,
week. Thanks for watching.
wait.
What?
Alt Jake takes on 8:05 Sunday.
Oh yeah, yes.
On your YouTubes. It will be Alt Jake, George Captor, myself, and if he shows, I believe he will, the Great Awful Wrestling will be there. We're going to be talking about the current state of WWE and AEW because wrestling, folks, just isn't that good right now.
It is cyclical. We all know that. We are starting to enter. It's not the low point, but it is what I would like to call the losing a lot of energy part. You're losing a lot of the. 3 years ago, WWE was white hot. There's no way to put it. There's no way around it. It was white hot. And now it just sort of feels like they're throwing shit out there.
Just throwing shit out there and dialing everything back and everything. They're looking at all the metrics and everything's all micromanaged, I would say.
Right, it is. I would agree with that.
And meanwhile, in the other company in Jacksonville, there's a little man sitting in a boardroom looking at this big bucket of shit. And
throwing it at the wall.
Shivani comes in and says, "Boss, what are you going to do with that bucket of shit?" I'm going to throw this against the wall, Tony. And I'm going to give a push to whatever sticks.
Yes, it's all on YouTube, right, Bottles?
What's that?
The show.
What
that
show?
you're doing Sunday.
Yes, it's going to be on the YouTubes. 8:05.
Alt
Sunday
Jake
night.
takes on.
Alt Jake takes on. Yes.
I'm going to take on a big shit. AEW, I meant.
Till next week, Gordon Soley saying so long from the sunshine.